Humanity had never felt so small. The Zarkon Empire's fleets hung like shadows over Earth, their warships cutting off supply routes, bombarding distant colonies, and keeping humanity trapped in fear. Every city was on alert, every fleet stretched to its limit. Governments had tried negotiations. Military forces had tried strikes. Nothing worked. The Zarkons seemed unstoppable. In the outer asteroid belt, far beyond the orbit of Mars, a young pilot named Alex Carter maneuvered his small scout ship through a dense field of rock and ice. He was not only a pilot but also an engineer, known for his ability to solve problems that others could not. This mission was dangerous. Most pilots avoided the belt because of the unpredictable asteroids and the constant threat of Zarkon patrols. But Alex was determined. He was searching for something that could turn the war in humanity's favor, even if it was just a rumor. "What are we really looking for?" asked Lara, his co-pilot and childhood friend, as the scout ship weaved between giant asteroids. "The lost Supercarrier," Alex said quietly. "Titan's Wrath. It disappeared decades ago during a warp experiment. They said it was gone forever, swallowed by the void, but I have a feeling it's still out here somewhere." Lara shook her head but smiled. "If anyone can find it, it's you, Alex. Just try not to get us crushed first." Hours turned into days as the scout ship scanned the vast belt. Most of the debris was ordinary, broken rocks, ice, and abandoned mining equipment. But then Alex's sensors picked up a massive object drifting silently among the asteroids. Its signature was enormous, far bigger than any ship currently in service. "Lara, I think I found it," Alex whispered, his hands steady but his heart racing. The scout ship approached carefully. At first it looked like a giant hunk of space debris, scarred by collisions and time. But as they drew closer, Alex could see the shape of the ship, familiar to anyone who had studied old schematics of Titan's Wrath. Its hull, though battered, still bore the emblem of Earth's former space fleet. "It's real," Lara breathed. "It's actually real." Alex's fingers flew over the controls as he scanned the ship. "We need to get close. I want to see if it's operational." The scout ship docked carefully in one of the Supercarrier's massive docking bays. The interior was dark and silent, the air still, the corridors empty. Dust floated in the artificial gravity fields. Every step they took echoed through the vast halls. "Helios?" Alex called out. A soft mechanical hum responded. A holographic interface flickered to life in front of them. A calm, intelligent voice spoke. "Greetings, Alex Carter. I am Helios, the AI of Titan's Wrath. You are authorized to access the ship's systems." Alex froze for a moment. You know my name?" "I have been monitoring human space since my activation." "You are the first human to return to this vessel in decades," Helios said. Alex smiled, a mixture of relief and excitement. "We need this ship to save Earth. Can you help us?" Helios paused. "I am capable of full operational restoration. However, certain systems require human adaptation. You will need to learn to work with me." Lara looked at Alex. "Did you just become the captain of a ghost ship?" "Seems like it," Alex said, but he felt a surge of hope. For the first time in months, hope was not just a word. It was real. Returning to Earth was not simple. The Zarkons monitored every region of space. Moving a supercarrier unnoticed was nearly impossible. But Alex had a plan. Using the scout ship's stealth capabilities, they began testing Titan's Wrath's propulsion systems, energy shields, and weapons. The supercarrier's engines roared to life, not with the crude noise of human ships, but with a smooth, controlled power that suggested advanced technology far beyond Earth's current understanding. Days passed. Alex and his small crew worked tirelessly to revive the carrier. They learned to communicate with Helios, who guided them through systems that had not been used in decades. Defense shields were restored. Weapon systems were brought online. The ship hummed with latent power, waiting for the moment it would be needed most. But the Zarkons were not idle. Patrols in the outer belt increased. Scout ships moved through the asteroid fields, searching for signs of human activity. One evening, as Alex adjusted the supercarrier's navigation, alarms blared. "Zarkon patrols." "They're closing in fast," Lara shouted. Alex acted quickly. "Engage the stealth modules." "Helios, guide us through the asteroid field. We need to hide the carrier until we can plan the jump to Earth orbit." The supercarrier shifted silently, blending with the shadows of the asteroids. Zarkon ships passed within kilometers, scanning for any energy signatures, but Helios kept them hidden. Alex's heart pounded as they watched the enemy ships drift away, oblivious to the treasure hiding in plain sight. That night, Alex stood on the observation deck, looking out at the stars. The supercarrier loomed behind him, massive and powerful. He thought of Earth, his family, and the millions depending on humanity to survive. For decades, humans had feared the universe, thought of themselves as weak. But now, with Titan's wrath, everything had changed. This ship, it can save us, Alex whispered. It has to. Lara placed a hand on his shoulder. We've done something incredible. But this is only the beginning. The Zarkons won't wait. Earth needs us, Alex, and we're going to give them a chance to fight back. Alex nodded. A sense of determination settled over him. Humanity had lost much, but it had not lost courage, ingenuity, or the will to survive. The Titan's wrath was no longer a legend. It was real. And with it, humanity had a chance, maybe the only chance, to reclaim their place in the stars. The journey back to Earth would be dangerous. Zarkon fleets would hunt them relentlessly, but Alex and his crew were ready. For the first time in decades, fear was no longer the only companion. Hope had returned, and with hope came action. The stars stretched endlessly before them, but Alex could feel it in his bones. The tide was about to turn. Humanity's salvation had begun. The Titan's wrath hung silently in orbit around Earth, its massive hull gleaming in the reflected light of the sun. Inside, Alex Carter and his crew worked tirelessly. Every day brought new challenges. Systems that had not been used for decades resisted commands. Weapons required careful calibration. Even Helios, the supercarrier's AI, needed time to adapt to human commands. Alex spent hours in the control room, fingers flying over holographic panels. He watched the readouts carefully, making small adjustments. The ship was powerful, but even the most advanced technology required understanding. Every success made him more confident. Every setback reminded him of the stakes. Humanity depended on them. Alex, the shields are stable now, Lara reported. She had become an expert in Helios's systems, working closely with the AI. Weapons are online, but we need to test them before a real fight. Alex nodded. Good. Let's run a simulation. We need to know what this ship can do. In the simulation room, the crew ran countless scenarios. Alien warships appeared in holographic form, firing on Titan's wrath. Alex practiced maneuvers, learning to coordinate the supercarrier's energy shields, its stealth systems, and its advanced weapons. Helios guided them, explaining strategies that no human fleet had ever known. The ship responded like a living being, anticipating attacks and suggesting precise countermeasures. Meanwhile, Earth was not idle. News of the supercarrier's return spread quickly. Citizens cheered from cities and space stations. Governments rallied their fleets. Soldiers trained harder, inspired by the thought that humanity had a weapon capable of defending them. Morale soared. For the first time in months, fear began to give way to courage. Yet, the Zarkon Empire had noticed the sudden activity near Earth. Scouts reported unusual energy readings in the asteroid belt, and High Command realized that humanity had recovered something significant. Within hours, orders were sent. A fleet would investigate, and if necessary, destroy whatever threat had returned. Back on Titan's wrath, alarms suddenly rang. Zarkon patrols detected approaching Earth orbit, Helios warned. They will arrive in less than 6 hours. Alex's jaw tightened. We can't let them find the carrier before we're ready. Prepare for immediate action. Lara, get the crew to battle stations. Helios, show me the ship's full capabilities. I need every advantage we can get. The crew moved quickly, a mixture of experienced veterans and young recruits. They had trained for months in simulations, but nothing could fully prepare them for the reality of a live encounter with alien warships. Titan's wrath hummed to life, the engines glowing softly as energy flowed through the massive vessel. Shields at full strength, Lara reported. Weapons charged. Stealth modules ready. Alex nodded. Good. Now let's see what we can do. When the Zarkon scouts arrived, they were confident. They had faced human fleets before and crushed them with ease, but nothing had prepared them for the sight of Titan's wrath. The supercarrier's hull reflected light in strange patterns, almost shimmering, as its stealth modules engaged. Energy shields rippled like liquid metal across its surface. Engaging enemy, Alex shouted. The supercarrier's weapons fired in precise sequences, disabling several scout ships before they could react. Lasers cut through the vacuum of space, guided by Helios's calculations and human intuition. The Zarkons were stunned. Humanity's lost supercarrier had returned, and it was more powerful than anyone could imagine. Alex coordinated small fighter squadrons from the carrier, leading daring attacks on the Zarkon ships. Pilots who had once feared space now fought with courage, inspired by the massive ship that protected them. Lara guided the ship's energy shields, creating safe corridors for human fighters to strike. The battle lasted for hours, but the result was clear. Several Zarkon vessels were destroyed or badly damaged, forcing the enemy to retreat. Earth's fleet, guided by Titan's wrath, gained the upper hand in orbit. People on the ground watched the battle unfold through communications feeds, cheering as humanity showed it could fight back. After the fight, Alex and the crew returned to the carrier's main hall, exhausted but exhilarated. Helios' holographic form glowed softly as if pleased. "You have performed admirably, Alex Carter," Helios said. "The supercarrier's full potential is now available to humanity. The Zarkons will think twice before challenging Earth again." Alex smiled. "This is just the beginning, Helios. The fight isn't over yet, but at least now we have a chance." Lara nodded. "Earth has hope again. People will stand and fight now because they see that we're not powerless." Alex turned to the massive viewport, looking down at the blue planet below. Cities glimmered in the night, and tiny human ships moved in formation around orbital stations. Earth had been on the brink of despair, but now it had a protector, a symbol of strength that could inspire the world. "Helios, can we push the ship further?" Alex asked. "Yes," the AI responded. "There are systems not yet tested. Some weapons have capabilities beyond human understanding. Shields can manipulate energy flows in ways that could make the carrier almost untouchable. The potential is limitless if you are willing to learn." Alex clenched his fists. "Then we'll learn. Every system, every weapon. We'll be ready for the Zarkon's next move, and this time, humanity won't run." As the crew rested, Alex reviewed strategies and simulations. He knew the Zarkon Empire would retaliate. Their main fleet was vast, and they would not accept defeat lightly. But humanity had something more than numbers or technology. They had courage, ingenuity, and now the legendary Titan's wrath. Word spread quickly. Earth's people rebuilt confidence in themselves. Scientists, engineers, and soldiers worked together like never before. Citizens volunteered for fleet support, and even ordinary people contributed to the effort. Humanity had been cornered, but the return of the supercarrier reminded them that even in the darkest hour, courage and unity could change the course of history. One night, Alex walked alone to the observation deck. Stars stretched endlessly, cold and distant, but he no longer felt small. He felt powerful. He felt human. "This ship, it's more than a weapon," he whispered. "It's a promise that we can survive, that we can fight, that we can win." Lara joined him silently, looking out at the same stars. "We've taken the first step, Alex. The next fight will be harder, but together humanity can face it. And with Titan's wrath, we have a chance to turn the tide completely." Alex nodded. "We've awakened the Titan. Now it's time to show the universe that humanity is not weak. We've lost before, but we've learned, and this time we won't lose again." The stars outside glimmered, distant yet full of possibility. Earth was no longer alone. Humanity had returned to the battlefield with a weapon long thought lost, and with it, a renewed spirit. The final battle with the Zarkons loomed on the horizon, but humanity was ready. The Titan's wrath, silent and massive, awaited its command. And humanity, for the first time in decades, was ready to rise. The warning sirens rang across Earth's orbital stations. The Zarkon Empire's main fleet, a massive armada of hundreds of warships, approached swiftly, their dark hulls cutting across the stars like blades. Humanity had faced smaller attacks before, but this was the full force. The fleet meant to crush Earth once and for all. Alex Carter stood on the bridge of Titan's wrath, looking out at the incoming armada. Beside him, Lara and the crew moved with precision, their confidence growing with each day of training and preparation. The supercarrier's engines glowed softly, ready to propel them into the heart of the battle. "Helios," Alex said, his voice calm but determined. "What are our chances?" The AI's holographic form appeared above the control panel. "If we use every system strategically, coordinate human fleets, and exploit the carrier's full capabilities, survival is possible. Defeat is not guaranteed, but victory is within reach." Alex clenched his fists. "Then let's give humanity a chance they've never had before." Earth's fleets aligned around the Supercarrier. Small fighters darted like swarms of fireflies, protecting supply ships and recon units. Titan's Wrath moved to the front, not as a weapon of destruction alone, but as a beacon of hope. Its presence reminded every human pilot and soldier that they were not alone. The Zarkon fleet opened fire. Beams of energy streaked across the void, striking at Earth's ships. Explosions bloomed like flowers in the darkness, and debris tumbled through space. But Titan's Wrath responded instantly. Its energy shields shimmered, bending the enemy fire and creating safe corridors for the human fleet. "Return fire," Alex shouted. The Supercarrier's weapons unleashed controlled volleys, targeting enemy command ships and breaking their formations. Smaller human vessels surged through the gaps, striking critical points. Alex piloted a small squadron himself, weaving between massive warships, launching precision strikes, and coordinating attacks through the carrier's AI. Every movement was calculated, every maneuver a combination of human courage and Helios's advanced guidance. Despite the odds, humanity held its ground. The Zarkons were stunned. Their ships, built for intimidation and destruction, were being outmaneuvered by humans who had once been thought weak. Titan's Wrath moved like a phantom, striking and disappearing, its stealth systems making it nearly untouchable. "Enemy command ship in range," Lara reported. "If we take it out, the rest of their fleet will falter." Alex nodded. "Prepare the strike squadron. I'll lead the attack." In a daring move, Alex guided a group of fighters through a narrow passage created by the Supercarrier's shields. Energy beams and missiles rained around them, but Helios calculated the safest path. They reached the Zarkon command ship, dodging defenses and locking weapon systems. With precise coordination, they disabled its main energy reactors, causing a chain reaction that crippled the vessel. The Zarkon fleet faltered. Without their command ship, confusion spread. Ships collided and many turned to flee. Titan's Wrath pushed forward, capitalizing on the disarray. Its weapons struck decisively, ensuring that the remaining enemy ships would retreat rather than regroup. Back on the carrier, the crew watched the retreating fleet. Relief and exhilaration filled the bridge. Humanity had survived. They had faced the Empire's full force and emerged victorious. But the victory was more than just survival. It was a demonstration of human ingenuity, courage, and determination. Alex looked out at the stars, remembering the dark days when hope seemed lost. Now hope was real, tangible, and it spread through every human mind. "Earth is safe, for now," Alex said softly. Helios responded, "Not only safe, Alex Carter, but empowered. Humanity has reclaimed its strength. Other worlds may now know that humans are not to be underestimated." Word of the victory reached Earth. Citizens cheered in the streets, and soldiers returned home to a hero's welcome. The recovery of the Titan's Wrath and the bravery of Alex and his crew became legends overnight. Scientists studied the Supercarrier's technology, learning secrets that would advance human space travel for generations. Engineers began adapting Helios's systems for new ships, and every human, from the youngest child to the oldest veteran, understood that they had played a role in this triumph. Alex walked through the halls of Titan's Wrath after the battle, observing the crew as they repaired minor damage and checked systems. He felt a sense of pride, but also responsibility. This ship, once lost, was now a symbol of what humans could achieve when they refused to surrender. "Alex," Lara said, joining him, "people will remember this. Not just the Supercarrier, but how humanity came together. How we didn't run. How we fought back." Alex nodded. "It's more than a ship, Lara. It's proof. Proof that no matter the odds, humans can rise. We're stronger than anyone believed. And Titan's Wrath, it's only the beginning." Later in the observation deck, Alex looked at Earth below. The planet was whole again, its cities glowing like jewels against the darkness of space. Humanity had survived the Zarkon Empire's wrath. They had faced despair and emerged stronger. And with Titan's Wrath, they now had the power to defend themselves, explore the stars, and reclaim their place in the galaxy. Helios's voice echoed softly in the deck, almost like a whisper. "Alex, the universe is vast. There are threats yet unseen, but you and your people have the courage to meet them. Titan's Wrath will guide you, and humanity will endure." Alex smiled, feeling the weight of responsibility, but also the thrill of possibility. "Then let's not stop here," he said. "There are other stars to explore, other threats to face. Humanity is ready. We've learned, we've grown, and we will rise." The crew gathered, watching the stars stretch endlessly ahead. Titan's Wrath, the long-lost supercarrier, moved silently but powerfully through space. Its systems hummed with life and its weapons stood ready, not for conquest but for protection. Humanity had returned to the universe, no longer hiding, no longer fearful. They had fought, they had endured, and they had won. And in the quiet of space, under the watchful eyes of the stars, Alex Carter understood something that had always been true. Humans may be small in the universe, but their courage, unity, and determination could make them unstoppable. The Titan's Wrath continued its journey, a symbol of hope and power, and Earth looked to the stars with renewed wonder. The battle was won, but the adventure was only beginning. Humanity had reclaimed its place in the cosmos, and nothing, not even the greatest empires, could take that away.